أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لو أراد الله أن يتخذ ولدا لاصطفى مما يخلق ما يشاء سبحانه هو الله الواحد القهار خلق السماوات والأرض بالحق يكور الليل على النهار ويكور النهار على الليل وسخر الشمس والقمر كل يجري لأجل مسمى ألا هو العزيز الغفار صدق الله العظيم. This is the fifth ayah from Surat Az-Zomar. At the previous lecture we have finished the fourth ayah, which was stating that if Allah had an intention to have a son, لو أراد الله أن يتخذ ولدا لاصطفى مما يخلق ما يشاء, he would have chosen whom he willed out of those whom he created. لَاصْطَفَى مِمَّا يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ. And in that lecture we said that there is no way other than choosing from his creation, because there is nothing other than creation except Allah. Except Allah, everything is creation, created being or things being. So if Allah will to take a son, there is the only one solution, to take or to choose someone from his creation as a son. And this will not be in the end as a real son. It will a chosen one as a son and on a name. So Allah has not a son, cannot have a son. And this sentence, as we mentioned at the previous lecture, is conditional to show that how it is unimaginable, and how is it baseless. How is it impossible? How is it unspeakable? But Allah wanted to show us this situation, this reality, to our comprehension, and because of this matter, He sent us this ayah. And in the end ayah He says, Subhana, Subhana, glorified be He. He is above above such than such idea to have a progeny. Subhana. And with this state we understand that it was only conditional to show that there is no way for Allah to have a son. And this is not a good thing, this is a weakness. So Allah said, Subhana, He is not such weak to have a son. He is not like you to need a son. This is a weakness. To have a progeny is a weakness. You are limited, and you want to have a progeny. You want to have a son, to have a lineage after you, and this is your weakness, because you have a limit in your life. And every created being may wants to have a lineage, may wants to have a son or daughter, to look after him when he become elder. But Allah does not like you. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ. You cannot show anything like Allah. He is the unique, the one, the only one. So Allah, there is no limit in His life, either in the beginning or at the end. There is no limit in his life. He is everlasting. So he does not need a son. So he is not weak like that. Subhana, he is not weak to have a son. He is the one. And to be a one, this is the attribute of Allah, the unique attribute of Allah. Subhana. So Allah, if He cannot have a son, this is not weakness for Him. On the contrary, this is a powerful, and this is a biggest thing for Him, to be a unique, no son, no daughter, no need to son, no need to daughter, no anything like the creature, like the creatures. He is the one. Subhana. So when we say Subhanallah, we want to say that Allah is far than to be like a creature. The creature have many weaknesses in his life, many, but Allah does not have any. And when we want to mention to this reality, we say Subhanallah. He far away than to these weakness. And in the previous lecture we said that if you preparing a question to ask about the weakness of Allah, the answer is all the time no. Allah is not weakened in any way. And if you prepare a question, a trick in a question, and try to ask the same thing, try to ask about the weakness of Allah, the answer will be the same. If you say Allah cannot die, I will answer yes, He cannot die. So He is the power. He is powerful. He is not weakened to die. There is no a decree over Him to make Him die. He is alive. Al-Hayy alladhi la yamut. He never die and will not die. He is everlasting. He is such powerful. So if you are asking about His weaken, He does not weaken. Subhana. Huwa Allahu al-Wahid al-Qahhar. He is the one. Do not forget. He is the one. Allah say in Surah Al-Ikhlas also, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say, Allah is the one. The one, to be oneness of Allah is unique for Allah. And no one in the creature can be one in his situation. We share many things each other. Many things is common between us. But Allah is the one. He is the creator. خالق كل شيء. Created everything. Everything other than Him is creature. Creatures are creatures. Huwa Allah. He is the Allah. Huwa. He is the only one God. Al-Wahid. He is the one. How can you talk about a son about Him? He is the one. He is already the one. So it is understandable that Allah, when He mentioned about Himself, He mentioned the name Al-Wahid, the one. It is for us to understand that it is unimaginable to think about Him the second. When you are talking about the Son, you are talking about the second. And when you are talking about anything else, it means that you came the third stage. You are talking about the third. So when the Christians talked about the Son and the Holy Ghost, they found themselves in the Trinity. And they lost the one. And they tried to go back into the one, to unite these three, but they are confused everything, corrupt everything, and they are really realizing, recognizing the situation, but everything is damaged in their belief with Trinity. And I believe that every Christian, when he hear about the oneness of Allah, he feel comfortable toward this belief, because Allah created everything according to this belief, al-fitra, the innate nature of the creation, and everything in himself or in itself knows his creator or its creator. So when you are talking about the second or the third, it will not come. You will not feel confident to such believing, and you will try to accept it. You will enforce yourself to accept it, because this is a contradiction to the reality. Every thing and every creation surrounding us or in our self knows the reality of the only one God. So when we are talking about the second, we are as if contrary to everything surrounding us and to ourselves either. Huwa Allahul Wahid. So we are talking about the one. There is no way in any kind of trying to the second. Huwa Allahul Wahid al-Qahhar, and he is al-Qahhar. What does it mean, al-Qahhar? The irresistible. He subjugated everything. He is independent of all else, and he subjugated everything, and they humbly submit to him. He is al-Qahhar. So look at this definition. Can you define a second al-Qahhar who subjugated everything and everything submit to him? So we are talking about the one, because if you are assign a second which is independent than everything, then we have two independent than everything. But what about each other? Which one is independent toward the other? You have to define that also. If you say that they are equal, then they cannot each one subjugate the other. So you lost the one who subjugated everything. You already lost it. So you began to talk about the limitation. And when you talk about the limitation, you are talking about the servants. So you have no any deity in that approaching. In such kind of consideration, you will lost